Welcome back to the Mrs. Manifestation podcast. So today, my focus is the path of least resistance is only accessible by doing the hard things. Now, society, whether you like it or not, is trying to, possibly not everyone is trying to, but essentially at the moment, you are being weakened. You are being allowed to be the weakest version of yourself, as opposed to the strongest, most incredible version of yourself. And why is this useful? Because strong people cannot be contained, manipulated, and controlled the same and as easily as those who are discerning, who are strong, who are powerful, who know themselves and they know the power that's within them. I'm going to make this really short and to the point. But essentially what you are seeing and what you are being fed is this narrative that you should do the thing that gives you short-term happiness, because that's being kind to yourself. That is not being kind to yourself. You are basically forfeiting long-term happiness, your highest, most ultimate version of you, the most accomplished version of you, the most incredible version of you, for short-term dopamine hits. How can you get to become that leader, that ultimate version of you, the one that you know that you have inside you, the one that's going to achieve absolutely everything that you were born to achieve? Well, you're not going to achieve it by caving into the easy option every single time. So I'm talking about things like changes that you have to make, small, tiny, but very conscious changes that are going to change your life. The first time you make the change, it's going to be hard. The second time you make the change, it's going to be a bit easier. The next time it's going to be hard again. But when you have consistent effort and focus on the things that you are determined to overcome, to achieve that path of least resistance, you're going to find these things suddenly flow, it clicks, it becomes easy. And guess what? Accomplishment is a habit. Success is a habit. Being the most incredible elite version of you is a habit. It depends on the small, tiny micro actions that you take every single day. So I'm talking about things, and I'm not going to be holding back here. I'm not going to be PC here at all. So it doesn't matter what you're looking to achieve. It's things like putting down the cookie. It's things like saying, no, I am actually going to commit to going for a walk or a run every single day. It's like if you decide to start intermittent fasting, that you're not actually going to stop at 10 a.m. You're going to wait till 12, like you said you would, and you're going to carry this out until it becomes a habit. You're going to breathe, you're going to calm down before you react to your partner or your children. You're going to do it with kindness. Why? Because the ultimate version of you does not snap at people, does not take out their anger on other people, does not take out their frustrations and blame others. You are calm, you are collected, you're amazing. You're of higher intelligence, and you know that. They are essentially you. You need to be making these choices. Any time that you're making an excuse to justify the current situation that you're in, that you know you want to escape from, and that's preventing you from becoming your higher self, anytime you excuse it or you say, well, it's okay, and the media tells me it's okay, it's fine, I should be easier on myself. You should be easier on yourself by taking the small steps every day to eradicate this problem from your life, because you were born to be amazing, excellent. You were born to be phenomenal. You were born to have huge amounts of power. You have huge amounts of power at your disposal, but you need to stop making excuses for yourself and doing the easy thing, because ultimately your path of least resistance, that place in your heart where you know you have to be right now, it's only accessible by doing those quote unquote harder things. When I say hard, it's not hard for your inner self, it's hard for your brain, the way that you've been conditioned to think, okay? And only when you think it's hard is it hard. You see, my inner self doesn't want this for me. My true self doesn't want this. My true self is trying to guide me. There's a reason why there's a voice in your head saying, you shouldn't be eating that. it's so bad for you, it's full of sugar, it's poisoning your body. You shouldn't be reacting like this. It's not part of who you were born to be. You're not going to reach your next level of success unless you do this. Only you know what that voice is. But take the opportunity now, and the next time you hear that voice, question it. Why am I hearing this? Why am I pausing before I do this? And pause a little bit longer and think about it. Am I trying to achieve a short-term fix from this? Or is this going to help me in the long term? Is this going to be, how can I translate this? How can I change this action that I'm about to take into an action that's going to help me become the most ultimate, strong, admired version of myself? Because I'm becoming all that I can be. So I hope that really short episode helped you today. I want you to think about this. As I said, this is not going to be a channel where you're going to hear all the PC stuff. It's actually going to be a channel. It's going to be a podcast that really helps you to become your best self, your very best self. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you tune in. I'm going to be dropping tons of short daily insights like this. It's going to help you so much. It's not going to be highly edited, polished, perfect, but that's because the message behind it is way more important than the 27 hours of editing that I could possibly do to make it slick. And I hope you understand that. So have an amazing day. Go out there. Reflect now on what's that one, let's say, that one hard thing that you perceive as a hard thing that's not really hard, that your inner self is like crying out for you to move onto and do and overcome to become the highest version of you. Have an amazing day. Catch you very soon. Mrs. Manifestation.